December 11th, that they are on top. At the time, Memphis was the second and Dallas was the third seed on the 10th, on the 9th. But then as of the 10th, they ended up losing to OKC in that one tournament game. So now they are behind the Rockets.
So at 6 seed?
No, they're the 4.
Oh,
They're half game behind the Rockets.
Oh, it's updated?
Yeah.
Okay.
I updated this picture right before the show. So yeah, this is definitely up to date as of the night of December 10th.
The Mavericks were on like the longest win streak right now.
Yeah, they won 7 games in a row, and they had won like 11 out of 12 or 12 out of 13, something like that. But they had won 7 consecutive, and then they played OKC. But PJ Washington, the OKC killer, was out. And they definitely missed his presence. And then Luka and Kyrie had bad games, and they were kind of due. You know, you play 10, 11, 12 games in a row, you're bound to have a night off. And the guy that normally kills the other team that you're playing is out. You're kind of missing your weapons. Najee Marshall was back, and he scored between 17 and 20 points, so he was looking good. So I'm really impressed with Dallas. They've completely turned it around from being towards the bottom to being a top 3-4 team, only a half game behind number 3. And then the Grizzlies doing the same thing with Ja being healthy, doing reverse dunks on Porzingis, even though he said he wouldn't dunk no more, and he's dunked them all the way into the second spot. And the Thunder with their huge rotation, playing 12, 13 guys a game, getting it done at 19-5, and moving on in the in-season tournament.
Definitely. I mean, with the Grizzlies, I mean, it is amazing. They were 10th, now they're second seed. I mean, Josh got his team turned around. I mean, they're saying the Memphis Grizzlies are basically the highest scoring. They're averaging the highest points out of all the teams. They're averaging around 100, and they're averaging around 122.1 points per game. I mean, no team is doing that right now. So I mean, they making you score out there. I mean, John Morant has been balling out.
They got a bunch of good talent on the team. They have Jaren Jackson Jr., who's been Defensive Player of the Year. They have Marcus Smart, who's also been Defensive Player of the Year. They have Bane, who's been a borderline All-Star.
True.
So they got a bunch of decent talent. They got Clark, who's been in the running for Sixth Man of the Year. And then Ja, who's been a perennial All-Star, now is back playing healthy. So, and they got a couple other guys that that they play that are.
And they got the rookie.
Good.
The rookie right now is injured. He's gonna be coming back soon. Eden.
I forget his name.
Yeah, Eden. They be having him shooting threes. I'm surprised.
Edey.
Yeah.
Zach Edey.
Zach Edey.
Yeah, the center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Jaren Jackson's playing center right now, but he plays power forward when Edey's healthy. Yeah, so yeah, he's even coming back. So yeah, Grizzlies have a good team. They've been kind of out with injuries and suspension. The Rockets have been the surprise of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rockets are doing amazing. I mean, every time you see them, they bullying people, snatching the ball away from them. They ain't not scared of anybody. I mean, they shooting is still bad. It's horrible, but they turnovers. They rank second in opponent's turn.
Dylan
the
Brooks
ball.
is playing defense. What is that? Jabari Smith is playing defense. Şengün is doing enough in the paint, and then I'm surprised, with Fred VanVleet and Green that they're doing enough at the guard spots, but they're scoring enough to keep them in games. They're both averaging anywhere between 20 or 30 a night, depending on who's hotter. So they're getting a lot of scoring from the guard spots, even if they're maybe not built to defend anyone.
True, and then with the Denver Nuggets, they let me down.
The role players.
They no bench, no role players. The point guard, he's not living up to.
Jamal Murray's been trash all year.
Jamal Murray's been trash, especially since the whole Olympics. I mean, they're putting it all on Joker's back. He can't be doing it at all. It's so bad that they said the next best person on the team is Westbrook.
It's crazy because Christian Braun is the starter since Kentavious Caldwell-Pope went to Orlando, and you can definitely tell that it's like they have a bench dude in the starting lineup with Braun being a starter now. And then Westbrook, even though he comes off the bench, he plays just as much or more minutes as Braun. And then so you have another guy on the court that has good defense, assists, and rebounds, but he's terrible for spacing the court.
True,
so especially if you have Gordon playing too. Michael Porter Jr. can shoot, Joker can shoot, Murray's been hot and cold. But Aaron Gordon and Westbrook can't shoot, so you have two guys in the court that can't shoot. It's clogging the lane a little bit where you could load up on guys, and it's cost them games, especially with their bench players like Watson and I forget a couple of the other guys' names not really doing enough to contribute. They need more from their bench and then Braun's not really killing it as a starting role.
And then the Sacramento Kings, they just a total.
What about no? We're not getting to the Kings yet. What are you talking about, Coach? We want to hear about your Lakers. What is going on with your Lakers? We're also need to talk about the Warriors, but let's go into the Lakers right now since you mentioned the Nuggets. The Lakers were the talk of the town. Reeves and Connect. You said the white boys was saving the NBA or saving the Lakers. They were, kicking ass. And then now you look at the Lakers and they slipped a little bit. They've been looking cold. They've been losing more than winning. And their bench and lineups have not been well, just like the Nuggets.
I mean, first off,
Hachimura's been trash. Even though I love Hibachi Hachi, he's been trash.
I mean, you say that, but if you look at it, their record, we 13-11. We one game away from being from the 8th seed all the way to we could be a possible 6th seed off of one game. That's how close it is in the West. So I mean,
True.
they're not doing the best. Yeah, we started off hot. We started off way better than we did with Ham. But I mean, now we're slowing down. We only did 25 games in. I mean, LeBron James and Anthony Davis have been playing a lot of games. You got to say that. I mean, they haven't been missing that many games. But the thing is, with like LeBron James, man, we need him.
LeBron James.
With LeBron James, he definitely needs more help. Gabe Vincent not out there scoring.
He ain't been good since he left Miami.
Exactly. D'Angelo. I mean, I feel like once we trade Gabe and D'Angelo, and then also Jared
Hachimura could go too.
Hachimura, he can stay out. What's the name?
Vanderbilt needs to go. He's never
Vanderbilt.
healthy.
He's still hurt, injured. I mean, I'm still upset about him. How he wants to get surgery right before the season or right before season starts. He wants to get surgery, so now he out. So basically, he's just wasting time. So I mean, as soon as he gets better, he needs to get traded or released because that's just disrespectful. But I mean, with the Lakers, I feel like we just a couple pieces away. I do know that we basically are trying to get another big man. If we get another big man, that'd be great. Get a big man and a decent
and
center.
Christian Woods, who's decent, who plays power forward or center, has also been out. He hasn't suited up one single game, and he's a guy that can average anywhere from 10 to 20 points a game, depending on how much he's playing. He averaged 18 points a game when he played for Dallas, so who knows? He could be a spark the Lakers need if he ever gets healthy.
Exactly. Then with the Timberwolves,
Hold on, Warriors. We didn't talk about the Warriors. They were hot. They've cooled off a little bit, and then after they cooled off, they started heating up a little bit and winning some games back. So they went real hot, real cold, and now they're somewhere in the middle, and then now they're literally in the middle as the 5 seed, whole game behind Dallas. What do you think of the Warriors with their kind of super depth? Do you think they're going to keep this like super deep lineup, kind of like Orlando?
I mean, right now,
or do you think that they're going to trade some of their pieces and try to get another big name to play with Steph on a one last hurrah to maybe get one more shot at the championship?
I mean, right now they're saying that they're the front runners of getting Jimmy Butler. So I mean, them getting that's defense. I mean that's gonna be great. But I just wonder who you finna give up with it. I feel like if you had to do
Kuminga's gone.
Nah, I feel like if you can talk your way into it, trade Andrew Wiggins, man. I would rather give up Andrew Wiggins.
If I'm a GM, I do not want Andrew. I want Kuminga.
I
want Kuminga. I want Moody. I want Podojemski. Now.
I mean, I can see that, but Jimmy Butler can't.
Kuminga, Moody, and Gary Payton.
Ooh, Gary. I mean, I can see that.
Who you giving up? But okay, if you know teams aren't gonna want Wiggins, you're probably they're taking Kuminga. But who you giving up between Podojemski and Gary Payton if they made you choose to get this deal done?
They'll get Podojemski.
Podojemski?
Yeah, most likely we'll try to get that, and then we're gonna get Jimmy Butler. I mean that'll be, and then they probably give a draft pick with it and some money. I mean, because Jimmy on the team, he can't really shoot threes like that, but he is gonna bring.
You might get another
intensity.
a guy to make the team work. You're not getting Tyler Hero, but you might get Jovic. You get what is it? Is it Marquez? No, or Jaquez?
Jaquez?
Yeah, I think his name, or Duncan Robinson maybe.
Oh, Duncan Robinson has back problems.
Ooh, but he can hit the tree. He's like the Steve Novak of this generation.
I mean, they definitely not getting Tyler, but Tyler Hero and Kuminga on the same team. I mean, that could be something. That's gonna be a lot of high
It's a lot of
intensity.
energy,
I
a
mean,
lot of threes, a
a
lot of
lot of
fast
energy, a lot of
breaks.
threes. You got Bam out of bio. That's
Bam
gonna be
running the
dope.
court too.
So I mean,
I
but
would do that if I was the Heat.
Draymond Green has
And
been
Moody, give Moody a bigger role.
true. Draymond Green has been doing better. I mean, I have seen him
He's been
shoot a
playing
lot more
better.
threes. He's more aggressive. So I mean,
It's
that's
been a
how I
little
feel
bit
about the
of
Warriors.
a revival for Draymond.
I-
Clay's been doing mediocre in Dallas. He had a big game tonight, even though they lost. But he's kind of up and down with the shooting. But the thing with Dallas is like he's really the fourth or fifth option. Like he could really like PJ's really a better option than him. So he's like the fourth option. So we really don't need him to score 18 to 25 like he did for the Warriors. Him scoring like 10 to 15 is perfectly fine. He had like 20 or 20 something tonight. So we'll see what Clay averages. I think he'll be around 15 points a game. But that'll be perfect. I mean, we really don't need more than that because Derek Jones Jr., who went to the Clippers, who's playing decent. We love Derek Jones Jr. and miss him, but he's only averaged like 7 points a game. So that's an upgrade. Your fourth or fifth option, basically your fourth option, averaging 15 points a game is pretty good.
Definitely, it is definitely pretty good. But I mean, that's with the West. Now we got to move on.
Oh, what do you think? Oh, one last thing. The Suns, we know about them always being injury and not playing guys. What do you think? Last thing about the Spurs and the Kings. Do you think the Kings are fools for paying DeRozan? I called it and said it wasn't going to work, and it looks like I'm right. Do you think the Kings are going to turn it around? Do you think the Spurs are going to make the play-in? And if the Spurs make the play-in, out of the teams above 1 through 10, what's the team that's not making the play-in? Is it going to be the T-Wolves, Suns? Maybe the Clippers will fall, the Nuggets? Of course, if an injury happens, but I'm saying barring no injury, who's dropping out if the Spurs make it in?
I think, the Spurs make it in. So, I mean, the Spurs make it in is definitely either going to be the Nuggets or the Kings.
Nuggets not even make the play-in?
Nuggets not making it. I think it's gonna because you depending on Joker. You depending on Joker too much. So I mean, I can definitely
gonna wear him down. Maybe he gets injured.
You're gonna wear him down. Maybe get injured or get tired. So I can definitely see that happening. Especially if the Spurs get in. But I really don't think the Spurs are gonna get in because they depend too heavily on Victor Wembanyama to do everything. Like he's scoring all the points. If he
Victor.
It's like him or Frank. Was it not Castle? Frank Castle. It's what's his name?
Vassell.
He's like the next best scorer on the team.
Johnson too.
Johnson
They shunned him. He went from an 18-point a game All-Star to averaging like 12 points a game.
I can see him getting traded.
Dallas should trade for him. I would. Oh my God! If we were able to trade Kleba for Johnson straight up, I would do it in a heartbeat because he could play power forward and he could play defense and shoot threes. He's like a backup PJ Washington. Oh my God! Crown us the champions. Jason Tatum ain't scoring. Jaylen Brown, you're not that guy. Gal. He's a gal pal. We're shutting you down. This is for the disrespect you did to Bronny because we love Bronny around here.
Horrible. And then you ready to talk about the East?
Oh, what do you think? Do you think about the Kings and DeMar DeRozan? They have like 3 All-Stars on the team, and they're a 12 seed. What do you think about the Kings before we move on?
I mean, the Kings. I just feel like they don't know who's gonna with them. They still got to mesh together. Like it's still not looking right with all of them. I feel like they already do the same thing.
They have 12 wins, so they're literally like 1 win behind the 8th seed, even though they're 12. So they could jump up, a handful of spots. It's like in the West, it's so tough. You go on a 3-game losing streak, you can jump 7 spots in the standings.
Oh, and I feel like Keegan Murray's trash. He's not giving you.
Keegan Murray's not growing like you thought.
He's not giving
not
them
reaching his
anything
potential
at all. He's not even at the. I would like to be like Miles Porter to be on his level. Give you a nice like.
They said he was going to be a Klay Thompson, a defense guy that shot threes. Because he, in his best season, he averaged like 18 points a game.
Yeah, he ain't
They were
giving
thinking
him
he was
nothing.
going to average like between like 22 and 25 and play lockdown D and be like a wannabe Klay Thompson. But yeah, it seems like he's regressed.
Yeah,
100%.
They're not giving. He's not giving them anything at all. He's not giving them rebounds or assists. Sometimes he's barely giving them any points. I've seen it. Some games he only has like 8 points. He's barely out there trying.
I think that Sacramento's having the same problem that Denver's having with the spacing. Because I think you add DeMar to a team, you add another all-star level player, but DeMar doesn't really shoot threes. He doesn't really like to take them, and he doesn't make them at that high of a percentage. He's either at barely league, at close to being league at average, or like down below. Mm-hmm. And I think with him not shooting that well and De'Aaron Fox being a mediocre 3-point shooter, like and like you said, who were we just talking about?
Who, Darren Fox?
No, the shooting guard.
King Murray,
that he hasn't been having the year, and then Sabonis I don't think has been shooting the three as much this year. That they're just not having the spacing, and it's killing them. It's killing them not having the spacing because they have like 2 to 3 guys on the court at a time that can't shoot threes, so teams could just pack the paint and they're turning into Brick City.
Definitely.
But the Eastern Conference is really not important. The West is so cool. I mean, honestly, battle 1 through 12 is so tight. Look, you look like number 12 has 12 wins, and number 3 has 16. So it's literally 4-game swing. You could go from 12 all the way up to 3. That's how tight the West is. It is super tight. So keep it tight.
Horrible.
But, that's why we love the West. The West is a real conference. The East is trash. There's only like 3-4 good teams, and we'll talk about them in another update. But let's go ahead and jump into...
Oh, you don't have the East?
No.
I thought, oh, wow.
We ain't doing the East this episode,
I was wondering, that's what I was trying to go to. So, okay.
We ain't doing the East. They don't deserve it.
MVP leaders. So it looks like here the MVP leaders, we got Joker, Giannis, Luka, Shea Gilchrist, Jason Tatum, Karl Anthony Towns. I think
Franz
he ain't winning.
Wagner, but he just got injured, so he's going to fall.
Yeah, he's going to fall up. Anthony Davis, Donovan Mitchell, Victor Wembanyama can climb. I can definitely see that.
12-12. That's already like about half the wins that they got last year.
True.
And the season's like barely about a quarter way through.
True, and I mean, I feel like last year, who did they give the MVP award to? Joel Embiid. I gotta check it.
You finally got it right.
I gotta check and see who they gave last year's of NBA.
Because it wasn't the Joker again, was it?
No, it wasn't the Joker again. Cause I remember they were trying to see if it will be the Joker. They was like begging for it, but I think they gave it to Embiid. I want to say they gave it to Embiid, but I mean, with this Giannis and the whole Damian Lillard situation, I feel like if they can get that whole situation right, I wouldn't be surprised if Giannis Antetokounmpo wins it. Luka, I really don't see him winning it this year, but especially because he has Kyrie on the team, and Kyrie has been stepping up his game a lot to the point where I don't feel like Luka's going to be having to do that much if he doesn't have to. And then you got Clay on the team. I mean, every now and then Clay's going to give you more than his.
Oh no, it was the Joker.
He won again?
It was the year before. He's won 3 out of the last 4 years, the Joker.
Oh, Lord. We definitely can't
Joel
have him again.
Embiid won 22-23. Jokic won 23-24. I forgot. Man, he's been killing it, but he's only got 1 championship. Does he get underachieving?
Nah, I mean.
To be MVP 3 out of the last 4 years and only have 1 championship?
Look at Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's because he sucks in the playoffs. He gets exposed because he still can't throw. But that's besides the point. Do you have any other comments? I think Luka could go up, but I think he just has so much help this year that in the years past he was doing it by himself mostly and getting his team, to like a top 6 team. But since he wasn't a top 2 team, they wouldn't give him the MVP, even though he was like the whole team and putting up Wilt Chamberlain like numbers. But now he has so much help this year. I mean, last year he averaged 34 points a game. I think right now he's averaging like 26, but he really doesn't need to score like 28, 30, 32, or 35 to keep them in a game. I mean, with Kyrie averaging 25, you got Clay averaging between 15 and 18. You got PJ averaging between like 12 and 18, depending on the night. And Derek Lively and Gafford each averaging like between 10 and 18 any given night. Like, they're getting a lot of scoring, so they really don't need Luka to do that much. But if he keeps them as a top 2-3 seed, I could see him definitely being a MVP finalist. The Joker,
he'll give the Shea Gilchrist watch.
I don't think the Joker is going to stay on top, man. I don't have faith in them. I don't think they're going to be a top 5 team. I think they're going to be a 6 through 12 team. My co-host thinks they're not even going to make the play-in, which is the first 10. So we'll see if he stays on top. Giannis could do it in the East, man. Giannis can win the MVP
if he stays healthy.
If he stays healthy, the Bucks just got Middleton back. They won tonight. They're moving on in the midseason tournament.
Wait, how many games did Luka miss already? Because you only get
Luka missed like a week or a little over a week.
So, I mean, he may
think
not be
he only missed. No, he still has games because he only missed like 4 or 5 games.
You only get, like, 15 games?
I think you get like 15 to maybe 17, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong down below. I think it's like between 15 and 20, something like that. But yeah, I think he's only missed like 7 or 8 games so far.
So, I mean, he's close. So, I mean, he may get eliminated. Cause,
I mean, yeah, he has to stay healthy, that's for sure. He can't have any injuries or he's out for a handful of weeks anymore, or he won't even be in the running now with the new rules about how much you got to play. So
exactly.
It's definitely something to factor in. Even if someone does finally meet the criteria of the stats and having their team as the top 4 seed in their conference, if they don't play enough amount of games, they are ineligible no matter what. So it's crazy. Even if they have like the craziest season ever done,
no more Joel Embiid,
but only played 60 games, you're not eligible.
Exactly.
So that's you, Joel. But Jason Tatum, I don't think he'll be moving up. I think he has the problem of having too many good guys on his team. He literally has
Payton Pritchard's balling.
like 9 guys on his team that are dang near all-star level.
Payton Pritchard's going to win 6 Man of the Year.
Yeah, Payton Pritchard's killing it. He plays like 15 minutes a game and averages 20 points. That's crazy.
He shoots like 9 threes a game.
He shoots 9 threes a game and makes like 7 of them. It's just like certified sniper. He has a cheat code on. They need to check him for steroids.
Exactly. Then Karl Anthony Towns, I mean, I feel like he can move up. I mean,
over Brunson, though? They giving him the leader role instead of Brunson?
Of
I
course,
mean, this
taller.
is Brunson's team.
It's
not about taller. They always gave Nash the credit, not Stoudemire, even though Stoudemire was always doing the pounding.
Stoudemire can't shoot the threes. If Stoudemire was shooting
he could shoot the threes in New York.
That's late in the game. He's not shooting like Karl Anthony Towns.
He could shoot deep threes. I mean, not deep threes, deep twos. He did hit a threes sometimes,
and then with the Suns,
mainly deep twos.
And then with the Suns, I think it was Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson was the real scorer on the team.
No, he left he only had a couple seasons, and it wasn't like Barbosa or Roger Bell were doing it.
Because it wasn't like Steve Nash. I think
Steve Nash averaged like 16 to 20 points a game in his prime with the Suns, but he was averaging like 10 to 15 assists. Yeah. So he was killing it with the assists.
Nah.
But Stoudemire averaged between like 25 to like 27 points a game, depending on what year you're checking. So like Stoudemire was the scorer. Sean Marion averaged between like 18 to 20 points. And then Diaw averaged like anywhere between like 12 to 18, mainly probably around like 15, 16.
And then going to Franz Wagner. Once again, he's injured right now. So I mean, Orlando
Magic killing it with Paolo out.
And Paolo's
but now they got double injuries. But the East is so weak. I think the Magic are going to survive. I think they'll still be a top 4 team.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I think they're going to be super dangerous when both of their star players, because I think they have 2 all-star level players on that team.
Then
Mo Wagner's also on the team, so you got the brother connection there.
Then you got Anthony Davis. I mean, I feel like Anthony Davis.
Lakers ain't going to be good enough for him to be real consideration.
If we get a center and then Anthony Davis gets removed to his true position, the power forward, the forward position, it's a wrap. I feel like he's gonna definitely move up at least 4 or 5. He's gonna be I feel like he could be top 4. He can be top 4 finalist for MVP leader if if they get him to move to the power forward position. He get to roam around and do what he wanted to do.
He's got to be able to hit threes if he wants to play power forward. He didn't do that last year.
I mean,
but he was worst years from 3 that he's had in his career.
He was the center. He wasn't the power forward then.
So just because he's playing center, he can't shoot 3s.
Exactly. He's doing too much work. He got to worry about getting the boards and everything.
Tragic trash.
And then Donovan Mitchell. I'm still surprised he's on the Cavaliers. Every time I turn around, I feel like
the Cavs. Put it on record. Write it on a sticky
note. The Cavs are the best team in the NBA.
I think the Cavs will be the top 3, top 2, top 3 team in the East because they have a deep roster, super deep roster.
They're number 2 in offense.
They're almost like the Celtics with how deep they are.
They're better than the Celtics.
They're like 10, 12 deep. But I think that they're going to kill it in the regular season, but they're going to be phony jabroni in the playoffs.
Yeah, I can see that.
I got them barely winning the first round. If they do, I could see them definitely be upset alert in the first round, but I got them for sure losing by the second round, and that's a Chico 2-time stamp.
Comment down below if you think my coach been sipping the Kool-Aid too much, because I don't think that's happening.
I'm not sipping the Kool-Aid. I'm throwing the Kool-Aid out the window. I don't believe.
Oh, Lord. But I believe.
I do not believe.